Hi guys, I'm Ember. Thank you so much for being here. So today, instead of doing a pick a card, I really felt called to do a collective. And what I'm finding for the collective is massive. So there seems to be really big themes of death and rebirth, transformation, and releasing identities, wounds, places, people, and like a career. Just depending on where you're at, there's some type of release that's happening around an old standing pattern, something that's kept us held back, something that our ego has been desperately trying to hold on to keep the same. But there's a total transformation happening with whatever you've been trying to release. And I feel like there's a bigger and a higher awareness that you're coming to around this wound and around even childhood wounds, because we have Chiron here, and you have been following this thread for a while, trying to like remove the darkness so that you can get to where you want to go. And I feel like this cycle, whatever you've been trying to release, has just been never ending. Like it's the Ouroboros, it's a snake eating its own tail. It's like, how come I can't get out of this? How come I can't fully walk away? And I feel like it's just one piece of your ego that keeps holding on. And it's because it's out of fear, right? And I don't feel like you don't know what this choice is. I feel like there is a growing awareness of this pattern and a growing awareness of like how this is hurting you, how it's draining you, how it's keeping you held back, how you really just want to jump into the new. But again, I think that there is there's a release happening around your emotions, around your feelings, around your fears. I think that you know what choice to make. I think that it's just really scary to make it. And this guides want me to just encourage you to keep going. Don't give up. Like there is a choice here that you are going to be able to make. You're going to feel much more prepared. I feel like there's things that are coming up from the sediment. Like I just keep getting this feeling of like, you're going to have more epiphanies, more feelings of a breakthrough. You're going to see more, because we have Wizard of Awareness. I already feel like you're seeing a lot of it though. And I feel like you've dug a lot to get to the core part of this. I just feel like there's one thread, like this thread. There's like one thread that's keeping you tied to this cycle. And I want to see more about what that is. And you maybe feel stuck right now. Like, and but I do feel like this friction point that you're reaching is becoming really it's becoming too hard to hold on to. Like you have to exude or expand. No, what am I trying to say? Use a lot of your energy. You have to use a lot of your energy to keep this thing alive, because it's dying. It seems like it's dying with or without you. And it could be because whatever is inside of you is changing so much that things kind of just start shifting externally. Because I feel like this feels like a very internal process, but it feels like once it's like internalized, once you like integrate this, because I feel like you see it, but there's like an integration that's happening. Once you see it, then, and once it's integrated, then you can kind of move forward. I don't know where I was going with that. That was so weird. But there is going to be a choice. You're going to be able to make a choice soon, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. And the guides want me to honor how hard this is and how deep this is. Chiron is our deepest wounds. Pluto is our like deepest place, like the deepest places we have it. Power imbalances, fear, deception, control, right? And I feel like some of you may be experiencing a relationship or situation where you feel like another person is in a place of power over you, which is just an illusion, obviously, of course, right? But there may be someone trying to exert power over you, is what I'm feeling. And others of you may just want to just really don't want this to change, this thing that's leaving, or this pattern that's dying, because it does make your ego, or a part of your ego, feel safe. And I do feel like you are going through an ego death here. Like I can't get over it. It feels like something is so fundamentally changing within you that like everything else is not going to be able to stay the same. And these processes take a long time. But I do feel like you've been in this process for a long time. And I feel like we're me included, we're reaching the end point of being able to finally release this. And I feel like it's something that's so deep, like something from your childhood, something that's so hidden in the depths of you that it took everything to figure it out. Like, you know, you would have had to dig for a long time to see this pattern, just to even see it. And I do feel there is a sense of longing. And it's not that what you wanted was bad or wrong. It's just, maybe it was the person you were doing it with or the job you were doing it with. It's like whatever it was couldn't meet you. The vision looked maybe like what you wanted it to be, but it wasn't actually what you wanted it to be. And so there's a lot of hard truths that you may be swallowing around this. And it just may be really hard to come to terms with this in general. Okay, I want to get into the tarot. It has been so hard for me to channel. Like, I feel so like my own stuff's been coming up a lot. So I've just been having a hard time. Yeah, 6 of Cups. Yeah. I mean, 6 of Cups on Chiron. It's giving, you really wanted sweetness. You really wanted child joy. You really wanted to experience, purity, the purity of childhood even. It doesn't have to be childhood, but Chiron are usually are our deepest wounds from childhood. Sorry, I don't know why I'm like having a hard time with that one. So this could point to having a childhood that was not what it was supposed to be, or it hurt you in some way, or it was supposed to be sweet and innocent, but it wasn't. And it's something that really wounded you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for that. Yeah, and yes, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like either the cycle that you were in was bringing up old wounds around being left out in the cold and was really leaving you out in the cold, or there's something that was triggering whatever this is to be looked at. Like, I feel like you could have been in a cycle, this Ouroboros cycle, this one that you're trying to release, where you consistently felt like you were left out in the cold, that your wounds were being triggered, that someone was not meeting you where you were, or the situation was not fulfilling you, like you were giving everything and it wasn't being met in some way. And I feel like it's bringing up childhood stuff. Okay, 5 of Cups. Sorry, 5 of, not Cups, Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, and it could have been, yep. This to me is screaming like, you may have had a childhood where things really looked on the outside like you had it all together, like the American family, or just the family in general. Doesn't have to be American family, but just like a stable family. Like, we all show up for each other. We have everything we need, but really underneath that facade, I'm seeing it as a facade. Under that facade was the 5 of Pentacles. And this doesn't, if this is not childhood, this could be a relationship that you had where it really looked like on the surface, like what you wanted. And it could be both, right? For some of you, it's both. Where you have a cycle you're trying to leave because it looks like the 10 of Pentacles and maybe you gave everything you could to make it the 10 of Pentacles, but it's turning out and it feels and it is the 5 of Pentacles, which is like you feeling alone, you feeling like it's not good enough, your needs are not being met, like really genuinely your needs are not being met. And so I'm seeing it's both either a childhood thing that you are processing and a cycle that you're going through that's bringing up the childhood stuff, or it could just be a recent cycle that you've been in that you've been trying to release. But I do feel it has ties to childhood. I just do. Yeah, and this is healing. And again, I want to say that healing takes a long time. Like, these types of wounds, like how deep this is, like that's, if you're feeling impatient on how long it's taking you to heal this, Spirit is just saying that like you have so much, there's so much conditioning here. It feels like there's a complete understanding of it being conditioning, but it doesn't take away the fact that it's still conditioned within you. And so you're fighting against conditioning that's really, really ingrained and really old. And so giving yourself a break because of that, but it is healing. And so if you're doubting that this is healing, it is healing. I think you're just like at this point where you're like, I'm willing to do anything. Like, what do I need to do to get out of the cycle? It's kind of that feeling I'm getting for some reason. The High Priestess. I'm like, I need to slow down for myself. You're intuitively really wanting to move to calmer waters. You know that there's something better for you on the horizon. That's what I'm seeing. Like, there's just this knowing, like, I just want to get away from here. There's just something so much better for me on the horizon. And I do feel like it requires you to make a judgment call, though. And I feel like this judgment call that you're trying to make is really hard. Judgment. 3 of Cups. Okay. And now it's blurry. You're making a judgment call, and it's really interesting. So you're reconnecting with your self-worth to make this judgment call. It's like you're seeing, like, I am grossly being treated or undervalued here, and you seeing your worth is what helps you break this down and make this judgment call to finally make this choice. It's like seeing yourself as you actually are. I feel like you're doing so much work, healing work on like your childhood, your wounds, like looking at it, searching, like feeling, uncovering, processing, purging. Like that's what I'm feeling you do, and it's so big, and that's helping you open up to be able to see your worth in a new way. It's almost like I'm seeing you clear the fog on glasses. Like you're not seeing through foggy glasses anymore. You're not seeing the distortion, or you're seeing the distortion, but you're not seeing distorted. Does that make sense? It's really good. It's really, really good. But I do think it takes a lot of perseverance, tenacity, resilience to try to make this choice. Because again, you're walking away from something that has been so ingrained that it's almost become an identity. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't know if you realize how deep this goes. 5 of Wands. What's this 5 of Wands? Yeah, you may have a conflict, or someone may have a conflict with you over making this judgment call. You may have a conflict because you've put in so much energy into this. Like you gave so much of your energy and you've invested so much into this. That may be why it's really hard for you to make this judgment call. I also do feel there is a string still to childhood that is, maybe it's, I don't know what the string to childhood is, but you would have more of an idea of what that would be. But there is a string to childhood around what it looked like and what it actually was. Like there's some type of tie there. Okay, what's the 7 of Pentacles? Yeah, okay, so this is why it's so hard to let go. Because you had a dream and you have a vision of something really beautiful, something that you can attain. But it's like you put in all the effort, but you still didn't, the 10 of Cups still didn't go up right. Like it's sideways, it's wonky, like there's something off with it. Whatever you're trying, you believed in a vision of the 10 of Cups upright, which is like happiness, fulfillment, happy family, like joy. It doesn't have to be family, but it is usually with other people. It's like a collective, like either in a relationship you create a family, or a job, even you create like a family atmosphere, right? It's kind of giving that energy. And you had such a beautiful vision, like you really, and you still do. And you put everything you could into making this work into that 10 of Cups, but it just it's not going up right. Like it's consistently making you feel left out in the cold. It's just not working. I don't know why. There's something off with it. Either it's the other person, it's a situation, maybe the people haven't grown. I don't know what the issue is, but there is an issue with it and it's not upright. What's a 10 of Pentacles sideways? Sideways again. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. 4 of Cups. Yeah, it's like it's not even making your ego feel good anymore, I'm seeing. Like you don't feel empowered. Like you would feel like I gave so much to this. I really, really want it to work and it's just not coming out the way, it's not a win for me. Like I don't feel like it doesn't make me feel empowered. It makes me feel disappointed and sad and like abandoned and rejected. And it's more like a feeling of like disempowerment. Feeling like you can't, I'm like, I want to move that chair. Feeling like you can't, like you just don't have what you need. Like it's just, it could be a compatibility thing. It could be, I don't know what it could be for all of you, but it's just not looking right. Like it looks off. It looks wonky. And it makes you feel stuck. And it makes you feel stuck in an old paradigm. It would make you feel like you would have moments, like, because you're healing this, right? So you would have moments where you would like see all this really clearly and feel like, oh my gosh, I need to get away from this. I'm done with this. And then you feel really empowered in that. But then you might have another part of you that's like pulling you back and telling you we can't make this choice because we need to stay here. But whatever this is also makes you feel trapped. Like it has elements of trying to make you feel trapped in it, is what I'm saying. But again, that's an illusion, right? The trap feeling is an illusion. It's something that's not actually real, but it's something that you need to come to terms with or to realize yourself. Like this makes me feel trapped, but I'm not trapped. This makes me feel like I'm not empowered, but I'm not disempowered. I am empowered, right? It's just your mind as well acting up. What's the 8 of Swords? The World. Yeah, because I feel like you know this is ending. What's the World? Knight of Pentacles. Even though you're going slow, you feel like this is ending. Some of you have, the Lovers could be a connection or choices, or it could be a job for some of you or a situation. You're moving slowly. You know that this is ending. It's like, you know that there's a major transformation going around whatever the situation is. You're moving slowly out of the cycle, but it's still, you still feel fear. Even though you're having a transformation happen, I feel like since you can't see what's going to happen, it's like, it's causing a lot of fear. Let me see this death. What's death? Yeah, death to the Seven of Swords. Yes. Love that. I love that. It's like there is a major ending and a transformation happening around the lies you tell yourself. It doesn't have to be lies, but it wouldn't be true, right? Like, I'm helpless, or I'm trapped, or I have no control here. I have no power. I'm helpless, right? There's a death to that. There's also a death to wounding that happened when you were a child. Excuse me. When you were a child, there's death to the wounding that happened to you when you were a child. There's also, what else? There's death around other people being able to manipulate and control you. Definitely. That's also ending. There could be a person that you're ending a relationship with because it seems to be only, you know, you have the 10 of Cups sideways, right? With the 7 of Swords upright. It's like, it's not, with this person, it's not what it should be. Like, it's off in some way, and you know it's off, or they've done things and you know they've done things, or there's just something that's not real about it. It will feel inauthentic to you on some level. There will be a deep feeling of like not being satisfied, or even a resentment in some way, because there's yeah. I am so hot right now. It is so hot in here. I can't even believe it. I'm like, what is the temperature outside? Because it's so hot. Okay, let me see. What's the advice? What's the advice for the spirit guides? I need the advice. I just saw the 4 of Swords almost try to come out. Spirit saying, feel your feelings of regret about how this has turned out. Feel all the feelings about, even the childhood feelings I'm feeling here too. Once you feel the feelings, you're going to be able to manifest so much clearer than you ever have before. Knight of Wands, okay? You're going to be able to use your fire energy for a new opportunity that is going to bring you in so much more abundance and such a better situation. Okay, we also have holding back is the devil. Hold on. Or holding on even is the devil. Can I see advice for the devil? 10 of Wands. This would be asking you, again, I keep getting pointed to this feeling of like, you're having to give so much. Like, this is taking so much more energy for you to keep this alive. But death is here, and it's white. I'm hearing wiping the board clean. But you would feel like you have gotten to the end of your rope on how much you can give to this anymore. Like, you will feel like, to get the same relief, you don't feel like you can get relief on this. Hold on. Hi guys, sorry, my daughter needed to glue back a dragon. So you're undergoing a major fundamental shift, and I want to say that I feel like you can't keep giving and keeping this alive anymore. I feel like it's too much for you. I feel like you may feel overwhelmed. You may feel like your nervous system is overwhelmed. You may feel triggered. And it's because whatever this is the devil is all the coping mechanisms we have that are maladaptive. And I feel like you may have been holding on to this out of fear. But the death card's here. The death card will wipe the board clean. You are fundamentally shifting in a way that you will not be able to keep this alive. And I feel like that's something that you need to hear. Because I feel like there's doubt and fear on like, if this is changing, or if you're gonna ever be able to beat this, is kind of the feeling I'm getting. And I'm seeing you are. It's just taking a long time. Again, because these types of processes take a long time. But I do feel like you're reaching a really pivotal point in being able to see the whole thing. You're going to see the whole thing. You're going to integrate it. You're going to feel all your feelings. And then you're going to be able to fully release this. That is the death process in a nutshell. Okay. Any further advice you have? The High Priestess. The 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords. 2 of Wands. This would feel really triggering to your nervous system, 100%, where 10 of Wands comes out again. But it is the after tarot, so it's the moment after. So this looks like you're releasing all of the wounding around this. You're releasing all of the burdens. I feel like all you have to kind of do is stop giving to whatever this is. But I feel like planning releasing this is making you feel triggered. What's this Five of Swords? I feel like it's just really overwhelming for your nervous system to let this go. Oh my gosh. Five of Swords with the King of Swords. Five of Swords with what else? King of Swords and what else? Knight of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. What's the Seven of Swords, Five of Swords, Knight of Pentacles? Eight of Pentacles and the Empress. This is going to keep asking you to give to it. I feel like it's like you have to kind of take a stand on not giving to this even slowly anymore. And finally giving to yourself. Just working on giving back to yourself and nurturing yourself through this. I feel like there needs to be like an understanding of like how much this has hurt you. An understanding of how much you've given and how much you really hope for the situation to be different and it's not. And it's like, that's really hard to swallow. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like focusing on your own self and your own independence, but also grieving whatever this is and seeing how much deception was around it, either your own or someone else's. But there's something just off about it. Okay. I feel like I'm not getting something, and I don't like when I feel like I'm not getting something. What am I not getting here? What am I not getting? I can't see it for some reason. I'm feeling like I can't see it. Knight of Cups. Sorry for the glare. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, King of Cups, Chariot. Spirit saying give to yourself and give to emotionally regulating yourself and seeing that you have, what do you want to say here? That you already are moving forward. It's just, again, I think it's, there's like your ego is like either taking one last ditch attempt to hold on to it, or someone's taking one last ditch attempt to hold on to you, or something's going on. But I feel like you are, if you give to yourself emotionally and stop giving to this other thing, you're going to be able to move forward. I feel like just giving to your own self is the answer here. Nurturing your own self, working on your own independence, on your own abundance, on your own stuff. And I feel like there's like a leak in the energy. It's like every single time you give energy to this, you'll feel really drained. And I feel like that's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And I feel like all you have to do, which is, it sounds so simple, but it's not, because the devil's involved, is to stop giving to this. And I think that you're still in the process of seeing the patterns, still in the process of coming to terms with leaving this behind. And that's fair. Okay. I want final advice with these cards. This is a really, really deep, hard process you're going through. You're releasing old wounds. You're possibly releasing a relationship or a job or a person. And I feel, or an identity wrapped around a person or a job, or an identity wrapped around wounding even. I feel like you're changing on a fundamental level and stepping forward. And I feel like you're shifting. I feel like you're changing so much. I think you just don't realize how much you're changing. But you are. Like, I think seeing how far you've come could be really helpful in this scenario. Like, and seeing that you're not the same person you were when you started this thing. Like, what you wanted may be different. Who you are may be different. Like, you have different needs maybe. Or maybe you're realizing you have needs that you didn't know you had through the situation. Rejection, impartiality. What's the advice? Yeah, it's like, I feel like what this feels like to me, right? This doesn't feel good anymore. Like there's this feels like it lacks joy. This feels like whatever this is not fulfilling you. Whatever this is not meeting your needs. Whatever this is hurting you so much to even keep connected to it. I feel like you're like giving it almost like a self-abandoning to stay in this at this point, because I feel like you've already shifted out of it in some way. Like your ego has shifted enough to realize like, I don't want to give to this anymore. And so when you do give to it, right, that creates resentment and pain within you. And so you might be getting really frustrated with yourself, but also really frustrated with the situation. And I feel like that's the death process is coming in to end this. And all you have to do is release it, which again is not like how I say it is. It sounds so easy, but that's not at all how it is. And I feel like realizing how hard this has been is helpful. I feel like realizing that you can have joy in other places and so much more joy than whatever this is. I feel like it's just, again, one last ditch effort of your ego to hold on to what's familiar, because it's really scary to take that new step, that step into a new beginning. But I feel like on the other side, you're going to feel so much better and so much more empowered. It's just giving yourself permission to say, I no longer want to do this anymore. And I feel like there is some type of loyalty that you feel like you have to this thing or person. And I feel like that loyalty needs to break, because whatever this is has not been loyal to you. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. I feel like whatever this is not meeting your needs. Whatever this is making you feel, is it rejected? Yeah, rejected. Making you feel like you have to be impartial, making you feel like you have to give up parts of yourself to stay in it, makes you feel like you have to give everything you have just to keep it alive, right? Like your effort is your effort for an investment is going to be so much more valued somewhere else. I think it's just really hard to see and hard to come to terms with, because this was what you really wanted once. Like, this was so comfortable to you. This felt like maybe home to you. But what was home like? Was home good when you were younger? Was it good? Because I don't know if it was, right? Or it would be meeting you where you are. It would be giving you what you need. And I feel like there is a guilt and a feeling of like, I can't make this choice for myself, because what does that say about me? And it's like, well, it says that you're empowered and aware enough to know when something is ended, and you have the strength to release this. It's just really, really, really hard. And your guides are just like, come over here, take one step over here. All you have to do is make the choice. And it's like, it's hard to make the choice sometimes, because I feel like there's one part of you that feels like they're not ready. It's like, I'm not ready. I don't want to do this. I'm too afraid. It's too scary. It's too unknown. And I think talking to that part could be helpful, and like telling that part, like, hey, I know it's really scary to take this step, but this step is, we're going to feel so much better. Like, where we are right now is so painful, and it's keeping us held back. It's keeping us stuck. It makes us feel bad about ourselves. It makes us feel helpless. It makes us feel like we're not going to have the life we want, and we deserve to have the life we want. And we are strong enough to make this choice. Any kind of talk in your head that's telling you that you're not strong enough to do this, that you're too scared, that you're too helpless, that's lying to you. It's trying to keep you where you are because it's comfortable, which is such an ego thing. So I just want to there's an awareness here that I feel like you're coming to around how your ego holds on to things, what things your ego is holding on to, and how to, I feel like we're trying, I'm included in this, we're trying to embark on a path that is so unfamiliar to our egos, to our conditioning, to everything we've ever been in. And I don't feel like we understand the gravity of releasing this and what that means. Because what we're stepping into, we're shifting like so much of ourselves to be able to release this. To release this in general, we have to be different. We have to become different for ourselves. We have to step up for ourselves in a way that we never have. We have to be the parent we never had. We have to emotionally regulate. We have to say no to chaos. We have to say no to the things that our ego once held as dear. And it's really, 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 really hard. Like, I can't tell you how hard it is. And I know how hard it is because I'm experiencing this too. And so it's, yeah. And I think the guides are just like, it's going to be so much better. I know you're afraid, but like, this is not meeting your needs anymore. And it's okay to step away. It's okay to not be loyal. It's okay. And it's not about not being loyal. It's just about being loyal to yourself. Maybe you've never been loyal to yourself in this way before. And maybe this feels scary because this is such a new thing for you to do, to be loyal to yourself, to choose yourself. Maybe choosing yourself in the past has ended up in really bad consequences. Maybe when you were younger, right? And so it's like we're trying to transcend wounds that we've had for our whole lives. We're trying to transcend cycles we've been in for a long time. Either you've been in the cycle before with another thing, or this is just a continuing cycle that's, again, the Ouroboros snake, right? It's the snake eating its own tail. It's just like never ending, like a never ending cycle. It's like, oh my God, can I get out of this never ending cycle? It's so painful. And it's your thoughts, it's your fear, it's your ego that's holding on for dear life. But I do want to give you hope, because I feel like this is just I feel like you've gone through all these strings, okay? Like your ego has strings to this thing. And I feel like you cut off like 98% of them. And you're like, dude, every single time I cut a string, I think I'm going to be able to walk away from this finally, and I can't. And it's freaking annoying. And so you stop believing in the ability to fully release this, right? Even though you've been doing all this work. It's just again, I do feel like there's like 2 strings or 1 string left that you still need to find. There's something in your subconscious you need to find. And it has to do with why can't I leave this behind? Why am I so afraid to step forward? What in it is in me is like that feels so afraid to do this, and getting connected to that. But you've done a lot of digging, you've done a lot of work already. I think the guides are just coming in to say like, this is like one of the last things you have to do. And then you're going to be able to fully release this. And again, the death process is a very long one, but it's grueling and challenging. Like the phoenix rises from the ashes only through burning down everything that doesn't serve them, only through completely changing form. And so I feel like we're being asked to completely change form in some way that has been familiar to us, some way that has helped us survive. And so it feels enormous to try to tackle, but you've been tackling it. And I think that I'm here right now doing this message to try to encourage you to keep going and to tell you that you're so close. You're so close. You really are. You've been so close. And it's just like you just need to, I feel like there's just like a need to like drop the effort right now. Like, can you drop doing the 10 of Wands? Can you drop having to give everything of yourself just to keep this up? What if you just didn't give to this anymore? What if you just let go? And it's like, I know that's, again, easier said than done, right? Some of you may have to have a conversation with someone to like walk away from them, which I know is not easy. But there's just it feels like just one last string you have to get to. And again, this is changing you on such a fundamental level. Even just like going through the cycles of releasing this has changed you, and it is changing you, and you are different, and you are becoming different. I just feel like there's something that we're being asked to release that is so hard to release. Like, I really do. I can't even tell you. I feel like it's really hard, and it's hard to deal with all of the thoughts and feelings that are coming up around it. Okay. Any other final advice? I need 2 more advice cards, but there's a death to the cycle and how it's moving. Like, even the cycle has changed, and you would feel this fundamentally. Like, you've changed enough to where this cycle is different. Like, it's feeling different to you. You no longer can stand for some of the things you've been standing for. You're seeing things clear. Prayer, and keep praying to your guides, or to the universe, or whatever you believe in. And there's a message here about your higher self being able to help you through this. Prayer, what else? Call on your higher self to help you through this, or your future self even, because your future self has transcended this. Self-worth. Yes, this is what I'm saying. It's so deep. This goes into like the chorus wounds, the deepest wounds around confidence, around being able to being able to make the decisions you need to be empowered, about making the decision to choose yourself. Like, you may have not done that before. Again, I keep getting this feeling of like, I'm not used to choosing myself. I'm used to choosing others. I'm used to doing what everyone else wants me to do. I'm used to abandoning myself for others, right? And there is a fundamental change going on with that. And so it's really scary sometimes to choose yourself after you've not been doing it for a long time or ever. It's a very new thing you're trying to do here. And it doesn't have to, I don't know exactly what it's about for each of you, but it has to do with some fundamental level of you finally choosing yourself. And that, I think, is the lesson. It's like realizing that you've been abandoning yourself to keep something alive, and that's kept you in dissonance and in tension with yourself. And when you're finally able to make the full aligned choice to come together with yourself, that is literally like, I'm seeing like a wholeness happen of your energy. Like, you're not split anymore. You may have felt split for a long time, and I feel like you're split because you have part of you that is changing and knows where you're going, and it's part of your soul and your higher self, and is like, I know where we're going, there's so much better for us, like, and empowered and excited and confident. And then you have this other part of you that's like, I don't know if I can do that, and feeling really young and helpless and inexperienced and like not ready, and like, can I even do this, and incapable, and all these things that the conditioning put on us. And it's been this slow change within you of adding more to this empowered part of you, and feeling all the feelings and validating that other part of you, so that other part of you finally feels safe enough to trust this other part of you that's like, let's go this way. Like, it's so much better, I promise. And there's so much better for us. And we've been accepting behavior or accepting a situation that has grossly devalued us. And I don't want to do that anymore. And so I think that you're literally on the precipice of making this final choice to release this. But I do feel like you've been in a long process of releasing this already, and to give yourself credit for that, and also to give yourself a freaking break, because like, this feels so hard to me. Like, this would be one of the things you transcend in your whole life that would be the hardest things to transcend. That's what you're doing here. And so I want to like help you understand how big this is. And that's why it's so hard. If it was easy, it would, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't even be learning as much as you were if it was easy. And I'm not trying to say like that's why it has to be hard, but it is hard. And I feel like I feel like there is something else about, there's a huge new chapter that you're stepping into. Like, I don't want to not say that, but I do feel like you need to kind of wrap this up to even get into that newer cycle and to fully, some of you may already half be in a new cycle, but just half in an old cycle. And so there is this need to like fully take all of your energy to be able to kind of put everything into this new cycle and really fully release this old one. And again, it's been a slow process of getting yourself on board, right? So yeah, this is huge. Give yourself a break. Be so compassionate to yourself, and also realize that you're being prepared for something really big. Like this, you wouldn't be going through this much of a transformation, this much of an ego death, if you were not meant to, in some way, for some reason, transcend this for a reason. Like, there's a very deep, purposeful reason that you're going through this. And it has to do with what you're going to be doing in the next cycle, whether you're going to be a leader, whether you're going to be, just so loving yourself, whether you're going to get into a really great relationship, a healthy relationship, whether you're going to get into a purposeful job that's going to help a ton of people. Like, there is a strength that you needed to define through the situation that you're still building, but you are so much stronger than you were when you started it. And I feel like if you recognize that could help you get over this last little thing. And also to realize that you have been releasing this every single time you feel your feelings, every single time you dig, every single time you believe in yourself and you choose, even just in a small moment, if you choose yourself, that is bringing you closer and closer and closer to releasing this. And so again, I feel like you have like one or two last strings. You're almost there. You're so close. Again, give yourself compassion. This is huge. And whatever you're being prepared for is huge, or it wouldn't be this hard and it wouldn't be this worth it to you. There's something that you feel is worth it to go through this for. And I feel like there's so much more that you don't even see that is behind whatever this is in your future. In the new beginning you're going for, I feel like you don't even know what's going to happen. Like, you don't even know the blessings you're going to experience. You don't even know how great you're going to feel once you finally release this. But I do feel like it's an ending, or a tie to an ending, or a tie to like something in your childhood that like really needed to be processed, like something that was really holding you down, something that was keeping you in a cage, like trapped. And I feel like that's what you've been trying to move through. And again, this is huge. So again, don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself time. This is really big, but I do feel like you're so close to releasing this, and to just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You can do this. Your guides are on your side. Call on your guides for help if that's something that you believe in. Okay, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.